In continuation of previous class, that is how we have defined the kinematic chain. What is the meaning of kinematic chain? It is nothing but it is a combination of pair or a combination of linkages. When we connect input to output, it forms a kinematic chain. The kinematic chain is nothing but is taken to the mechanism. The kinematic chain is transferred to as a mechanism. Therefore, we have to find the different types of joints, find the degrees of freedom of a mechanism, then only we can design the mechanism or a machine. Therefore, in kinematic chain, we have to know about types of joints. There are three types of joints: binary joint, ternary joint, third one, quaternary joint. There are three types of joints: binary joint, ternary joint, quaternary joint. We have to define this joint, then only we can able to design the mechanism or design the kinematic chain in a mechanism. Therefore, in binary joint is nothing but a single link. In a binary joint, if a single link is connected to another link, first link is connected to second link, this joint is called as a binary joint. When we connect two links to form a joint, it is called as a binary joint. In ternary joint, when we connect in a single joint, when we connect three links, in a single joint, when we connect three links, it is called as a ternary joint. In quaternary joint, if you connect four links in a joint, it acts as a quaternary joint. The combination of linkages are very important. There are binary joint, ternary joint, quaternary joint. In binary joint, when we connect two links in a joint, it is called as a binary. When we connect three links to a joint, it is called as a ternary. When we connect four links to a joint, it is called as a quaternary joint. A small example already as we discussed earlier, a 4-bar mechanism. You take a 4-bar mechanism. It is having a 4 links. All the joints, you see all the joints, it is nothing but a binary joint. When you see a joint A is a binary, joint B is binary, and joint C is also binary, and joint D is also a binary joint. This is an example for a binary joint. All the links having a binary joint. When you solve for, by using the formula, you have to check whether the mechanism is possible or not. Once again. Therefore, by using L equal to 2p minus 4, you check that there is left hand side is equal to right hand side or not, or greater or lesser. You check that number of links is 4. You have discussed already this problem. Number of links is 4, number of pair is 4, number of joint is also 4. Number of binary joint, you check whether the byte is a binary or not. If it is a binary, you take it as an exact value. If it is a ternary, it is equal to two binary joints. It is equal to two binary joints. It is equal to two binary joints. So that is, if it is a binary, directly we can take the joint as 1. If it is connected to three links, it is equal to two binary joints. If it is a 4 links here, it is equal to three binary joints. It will be equal to 3 binary joints. Therefore, this combination is very important to identify the joints. Here there is only a binary joint, therefore the number of joint is 4 only. It is a binary. Therefore, you apply here 4 equal to 2 into p is 4 minus 4. Therefore, left hand side is equal to right hand side. The mechanism is possible here with 1 degree of freedom. The mechanism is possible. When you take, for example, if you take the same link 4-bar mechanism with another link attached here, You can see the links. You mark the links. You can see the links C and the joint C and E having which type of joint? Ternary joint. The joint C and E having a ternary joint here. That is link 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At the joints E and C, there is a ternary joint. It is very important for this problem or in application. Designing the mechanism. There is then what is the primary joints or binary joint? We can see 1, 2, 3. There are 3 binary joints and 2 ternary joints. The number of links is 6. For to find the pairs, the number of pairs we can see. The number of pairs is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The number of pairs is same, but the number of joints is equal to binary joint plus how many ternary joints. We have to take the ternary joint into account separately. What is the binary joint here? 1, 2, 3 binary joints plus ternary. There are 2 ternary joints here, which is equal to 1 ternary joint is equal to 2 binary joint. Therefore, you have to multiply by. Therefore, the number of joints will be equal to 3 plus 4. Number of joints equal to 7. We have to identify the number of joints in these cases. When the ternary joint is present, is equal to 2 binary joints. Therefore, 2 plus 2, 4 binary joints. Already there are 3 binary joints. 4 plus 3, 7 joints present in this type of mechanism. Able to understand? Similarly, we can define the degrees of freedom. Before entering into our design, we have to know the degrees of freedom. What is the meaning of degrees of freedom? Normally, the translation motion and the rotary motion are mostly available in all types of linkages. There will be a 3 translation motion, 3 rotational motion. Therefore, it has a 6 degrees of freedom. The 6 degrees of freedom into is classified into 2 categories. 3 translation motion. 3 translation. What is the meaning of translation motion? Nothing but x, y, z. Movement in x, y, z direction is called as a translation motion, and rotation in x, y, and z. It is called as a rotary motion. Rotation and translation in x, y, z, and the rotation in x, y, z. If the body having a 6 degrees of freedom, we can say 3 translation motion in x, y, z and 3 rotational motion in x, y, z. It is a combination of 6 degrees of freedom. Therefore, we have to find the degree of freedom for any mechanism, for the mechanism to be a possible. Therefore, it is defined as a number of input parameters required or independently required to define the limits. It is defined as number of input parameters required independently to define the mechanism. We can say it as a planar mechanism. What is the meaning of planar? The planar means in space. You have to get the exact motion in the space, in the workspace. You have to define the mechanism. It is called as a planar mechanism. It is very, very important. Directly we cannot define any element that is in the workspace. The mechanism or the links will be moving in different directions. Therefore, the planar mechanism is required to coordinate all the links, to make the linkages coordinate with each other, and we have to move the linkages in required directions. Therefore, this important point is degrees of freedom. The degree of freedom is defined as number of input parameters required independently to define the linkages of the mechanism to move in the planar workspace. It's very, very important. There is an important formula defined by Fitzpatrick. Kitzbach, it is called as a Kitzbach criterion. The Kitzbach criterion defined the degree of freedom formula for any mechanism. He defined the degree of freedom for any. We can find the degree of freedom for any mechanism, and he defined the mechanism as n equal to 3 into L minus 1 minus 2j minus h. N equal to 3 into L minus 1 minus 2j minus h, where n is number of degrees of freedom. Number of degrees of freedom. J is number of binary joints. Number of binary joints or number of lower pairs. So take it as a lower pair or binary joints. Number of joints with the lower pair. It's very important. Number of joints with the lower pair. You have to note this. Number of joints with the lower pair. If it is a more than higher pair, you have to go for H. Number of joints having higher pair. Number of joints having a higher pair. This is a formula to define the Kitzbach, that is n equal to 3 into L minus 1 minus 2j minus h, where n is number of degrees of freedom for a mechanism. L is, we know L is number of links. L equal to number of links. And J is number of joints, binary joints or a lower pair. Number of joints with the lower pair. H is number of joints with higher pair. The same problem we can take. The same mechanism we can take, a 4-bar mechanism, where we can use the same mechanism. First you take a triangle, start from basic. Take a triangle. We know in triangle the number of links is 3. It is all comes under the lower pair. All these joints are in a lower pair. The number of joints. The number of joint is 3. First you take the number of links is 3. Number of joints, the number of pairs. Number of joints is also 3. All these joints are lower pairs. Since there is no only surface contact, all the joints come under the lower pair. Now we use the formula n equal to 3 into L minus 1 minus 2j minus h. Whether h is present here, h is nothing but a higher pair, therefore h equal to 0. H equal to 0, there is a no higher pair. You substitute here to find the degree of freedom. 3 into L minus 1, 3 minus 1 minus 2 into 3 minus 0. 9 minus 3 minus 6. Therefore, here degree of freedom n equal to 0. When you find the degree of freedom when n equal to 0, it is called as a, already we discussed, it is called as a, according to degree of freedom n equal to 0, it is called as a locked chain. A chain, the mechanism is called as a locked chain mechanism. This is very important. It is called as a structure. We know, already we discussed about the structure. The same way, n equal to 0 also is called as a structure. Now next, coming to same, use this same procedure, same formula here. We can find the degree of freedom for this also. It is all joints having a binary joint. The number of joint is 4. The number of links is 4. You find the degree of freedom here, n equal to 3 into L minus 1 minus 2j minus h. H equal to 0. There is no higher pair. H equal to 0. You find the degree of freedom, n equal to 3 into 4 minus 1 minus 2 into number of joints. You substitute and find the value, n equal to 12 minus 3 minus 8. How much? N equal to 1. N equal to 1. Therefore, the mechanism is possible with how many degrees of freedom? with a single degree of freedom. The mechanism is possible. It is having a 1 degree of freedom. That is single degree of freedom. What is meaning of single degree of freedom? With one input to any linkage. To one input to any linkage, we can get the output in the output linkage. Therefore, the mechanism is possible with 1 degree of freedom. The mechanism is possible. Similarly, we can identify for different linkages, different mechanisms. For example, if you take a fiber mechanism here, the number of links is 4, 5. The number of links L equal to 5. The number of joints, binary joints, all the joints are binary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The number of joints is 5. Now we identify the H is when there is no higher path, therefore H equal to 0. Use once again use the formula N equal to 3 into L minus 1 minus 2J minus H. N equal to 3 into 5 minus 1. J is 5 minus 0. N equal to you get N equal to 2. Therefore, the mechanism is possible. N equal to 2 means the mechanism is possible. It is greater than 0. Therefore, the mechanism is possible with how many degrees of freedom? With 2 degrees of freedom. Therefore, the mechanism with 2 inputs is required for this mechanism. Therefore, we need some 2 inputs for this mechanism to be an. We require 2 inputs to mechanism to be an. To convert this mechanism into a useful work. The mechanism is possible with 2 degrees of freedom. The mechanism is possible with 2 degrees of freedom. We need 2 inputs for the mechanism to be in operation condition. Any doubt in this? It is about degrees of freedom. It's called as a Fitzpatrick criterion. With respect to degrees of freedom, another criterion called Veblen criterion. Veblen criterion is very important. With respect to Veblen criterion, he has taken the same formula, the degrees of freedom formula N equal to 3 into L minus 1 minus 2J minus H, and he defined the mechanism with 1 degree of freedom. The degree of freedom is 1 with no higher pair. Higher pair is 0. He defined the mechanism can be converted into useful work. It is found by Veblen. With 1 degree of freedom, with no higher pair, the mechanism is possible with the constrained motion. Therefore, you substitute this N equal to 1 and H equal to 0 in this formula, degrees of freedom formula, we get N equal to some equation. VL minus 3 minus 2J. You come take this one on this side. VL minus 4 minus 2J minus 4 equal to 0. The Veblen criterion is given that 3L minus 2J minus 4 equal to 0. This is the equation. This is the equation given by Veblen's criterion. This equation is called as a Veblen's criterion. To define the mechanism with single degree of freedom with no higher pair, this formula is very important to define the mechanism with single input. It is called as a Veblen criterion. Here we have discussed 2 things. One is Fitzpatrick criterion to define the degree of freedom for any mechanism. and then Weber criterion with a single degree of freedom mechanism. These two mechanisms, these two criterions are very very important. Okay, next we will see some inversions of mechanism. What is the meaning of inversions of mechanism? Inversions of mechanism. What is the meaning of inversion? As name itself implies, inversion means that is changing the position of the mechanism, changing the position of the linkages, or changing the position of the fixed link. Any in a mechanism, if it is made to a constrained mechanism, if the mechanism is made to a machine, the mechanism with the linkages with the one link should be a fixed one. If the mechanism should be a possible, we should fix one link. Fix any one link. If you are not fixing any link, means there will be a zigzag motion and the motion is not possible, or we cannot convert the single degree or single input to a one output, or input to exact output. We cannot directly take the output from the mechanism. The linkages will move in different directions. The mechanism is not possible. Therefore, we have to fix any one link for the mechanism to be a possible, and we can convert the mechanism into a machine. But by fixing any one. Therefore, in inversions of mechanism, we have to fix any one link to convert into a mechanism. Therefore, this is the inversions. We are going to define these inversions in different our mechanisms. First is 4-bar mechanism. The mechanism with 4 linkages. It is called as 4-bar mechanism. Then slider trunk mechanism. Slider trunk mechanism. Where these type of slider trunk mechanism are used in IC engines, piston cylinder arrangements, then crank and product mechanisms, different applications. This type of mechanisms are used, and double slider trunk mechanism, where 2 rotations or 2 translations are required, then we can go for a double slider mechanism. It's having different applications. You will see one by one. These 3 inversions of mechanisms are possible by fixing any one link, and we can convert input to output, exact input to exact output for the mechanism to be a possible one. Therefore, this is called as inversions. First, we will see the 4-bar mechanism. To take a 4-bar mechanism, a normal 4-bar mechanism. First, I am fixing a link here. Here this mechanism is possible. I am fixing the link AB. I am fixing the link AB. It is called as a fixed link. When you fix a link, it is called as a fixed link. And I am giving an input to one link. And I am giving input to one link. It is called as a crank. Crank or input link. When I am giving some input to one link, it is called as a crank or input link. And if there is an input, there will be an output. Therefore, if we get output from other link, it is called as a follower or output link. Or it is maybe called as a rocker. We can call it as a rocker also. Different names are given to the linkages. When fixing a link, it is called as a fixed link or frame. You can also call it as a frame. One link should be fixed, one link should be input link, one link should be output link. In between input to output, there will be a connecting link. It is called as a connecting link or connecting rod. You can give the different names. Connecting rod, connector, coupler. You can give different names for this linkages. Connects the input and output. It is called as a coupler or connecting rod. This is the 4-bar chain mechanism where there will be a fixed link, there will be a input link, there will be an output link. Connecting input output, there will be a coupler or connecting rod. This is a 4-bar chip. When I am fixing there, and also there is an important law. Before entering into the mechanism, there is an important law called Grashoff's law. In Grashoff's law states that it is sum of the shortest and longest link should not be greater than the other two links. Sum of the shortest and longest link should not be greater than the other two links. For example, I am taking a link with the shortest link at the bottom side. The shortest link is fixed. This is the shortest link. Sum of the shortest and longest. This is the longest link. Sum of the shortest and longest link should not be greater than the other two links. Other two links are taken as P and Q. If the Grashoff defines that sum of the shortest and longest link should be less than the other two links. This is the Grashoff's law. Once again I repeat, Grashoff's law states that sum of the shortest and longest link should not be greater than the other two links. It should be lesser than. Shortest link and the longest link should be less than the other two links. Therefore, the mechanism is a possible one. We can convert a useful form. We can convert input to output with some useful energy. Now we inversions. See the inversions of 4-bar. What is the inversions of 4-bar? What is the meaning of inversions of mechanism? To change the fixed link to get different applications. What is the meaning of inversions? To change the fixed link to get the different applications. If I am fixing the fixed link, we get some application. If I fixing the shortest link, we get one application. If I am fixing the other two links on longest link, we get the different applications. Therefore, we can classify the inversions to get the different mechanisms or to convert into any type of machine. This Grashoff's law is very important. By using the Grashoff's law, we are forming a different classes of mechanism. The class 1 mechanism. The class 1 mechanism and class 2 mechanism. Based upon the Grashoff's law, we can classify the mechanism, inversion mechanism or the 4-bar mechanism into two categories, that is class 1 mechanism and class 2 mechanism. The class 1 mechanism obeys Grashoff's law. It obeys the Grashoff's law. Class 2 mechanism, it does not obey Grashoff's law. It does not obey. That is, sum of the shortest and longest link will be less than other two links. Sorry, sum of the shortest and longest link will be less than the other two links. Here, class 2 mechanism, the sum of the shortest and longest link will be greater than other two links. Sum of the shortest and longest link will be greater than the other two links. Therefore, this type of case, class 1 mechanism, having different categories. One is it will produce crank mechanism. The class 1 mechanism where the shortest link is fixed. Please understand that when the Grashoff's law obeys the Grashoff's law, shortest link is fixed. It is called crank mechanism or rotary mechanism. If we fix other than the shortest link or adjacent to the shortest link, there will be a crank will be there and there will be a rocking mechanism will be there. It is called as crank rocker mechanism. Crank rocker mechanism. If we fix the fixed link as opposite to the shortest link, it is called as rocker mechanism, oscillating mechanism. Okay, this is the class 1 mechanism. Once again explain clearly. In class 1 mechanism, it obeys In class 1 mechanism, it obeys Greshar's law, that is shortest link, longest link will be less than the other two link, it obeys Greshar's law, and the mechanism when the shortest link is fixed, it is called as a crank mechanism, that is the both input and output link will have a full rotation. The both input and output will have a full rotation, therefore it is called as a crank mechanism or rotary converter. It is called as a rotary converter. When the shortest link is fixed, it is called as rotary converter or crank mechanism. Crank mechanism. Second one, when you fix the adjacent link to the shortest link. It is our shortest link. When you fix, it is the shortest link. When you fix the adjacent link, it is the longest link. When you fix the adjacent link to the shortest link, any link, it may be P or Q. It may be P or Q. If you fix P or Q adjacent to the shortest link, it is called as mechanism crank rocker mechanism. It is called as crank rocker mechanism. Why it is called so? The crank the input link having a full rotation. You can say the input link having a full rotation, but the output link having if we take it as it has an output link. The output link will have a half rotation, rocking motion. The input link will have a full rotation, the output link will have only a part rotation. Therefore, it is also called as a rocker. Crank rocker mechanism. It is also called as a crank oscillatory mechanism. The different names are given. If I am once again saying fixing the shortest link, opposite to the shortest link. For example, you see this. If I am fixing the link opposite to the shortest link. If I am fixing the opposite link to the shortest link, just opposite to the shortest link, we get the rotation. We get the both the input and output will be a half rotation. Both input and output will be a fix opposite to the shortest link. Not longest link, opposite to the shortest link. It is called as, this type of mechanism is called as oscillatory mechanism, or it may be called as rocker mechanism. Rocker mechanism. Both input and output will have an oscillatory motion. Both input link and output link will have a half rotation or partition or oscillatory motion. Therefore, in this type of applications, you have to fix the link opposite to the shortest link. These are the important mechanisms possible, or you can design the mechanisms in 4-bar chain if you fix the different links in different positions. But once again I repeat, in the inversions of 4-bar mechanism, by using the Greshar's law, we can define the mechanism as sum of the shortest link and longest link should be less than the other two links. When you take the first class 1 mechanism, it obeys the Greshar's law, sum of the shortest and longest link will be less than the other two links. And in class 2 mechanism, the sum of the shortest and longest link will be greater than the other two links. In class 1 mechanism, there are different categories if you fix the positions. If you change the positions of the linkages. If you fix the shortest link first, there will be a motion generation will be rotary converter. It is also called as crank mechanism. Crank mechanism. You can convert rotary into rotary motion. Both input and output having a rotary motion. Similarly, if you fix the adjacent link to the shortest link, we get the mechanism as crank rocker mechanism. It is called as a crank rocker mechanism, crank oscillatory mechanism. So the input will have a full rotation, the output link having a half rotation. Then if you fix the opposite to the adjacent link, sorry, or the opposite to the shortest link. If you fix the link opposite to the shortest link, we get the mechanism as oscillating mechanism, rocker mechanism, both input and output having a off rotations. This is the mechanism of inversion, class 1 mechanism. For class 1 mechanism does not obey the mechanism, therefore we will get only one type, that is the third type, rocker mechanism. The mechanism does not obey, that is some of the shortest link will be greater than other two links. At some time the mechanism is not possible, at some time we get both the input and output will be a rocking motion. It is also called as oscillating mechanism, both input and output having a oscillating motion.